Welcome to Beyond the Spot. I'm Melissa Thornley, and today I have the pleasure of talking with Vivian Teng from the Chicago International Film Festival. Welcome, Vivian.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
One of the things that I don't think many people know about you, you started out in the fashion industry before you were at the film festival.
I'm from Toronto, and I work with one of the most amazing people that I've ever met, and her name is Sunny Choi, and so she was my boss, and she was a designer. We did high-end women's wear. Part of my being there too, as being in Toronto, was that I had such a huge exposure to the Toronto Film Festival. So part of my job was obviously I dressed celebrities for the Toronto Film Festival when they came through for red carpet and press junkets and everything. It is so multicultural, and so I've had friends that have all from different nationalities and backgrounds. So you get to learn and taste and their food and hear different languages and just learn about their culture. That it just became just so second nature, and I feel that when I'm in an environment where it's very homogeneous, that's when I start to feel like a little bit more, oh, it's not as interesting.
You're Canadian, you're Chinese Malaysian, so you're Chinese, Malaysian, Canadian, living in the US. Is that one of the aspects of who you are, being drawn to the International Festival?
It definitely is. I mean, because of my background, I grew up watching a lot of foreign language films. Huge Bruce Lee fan, so of course I'm watching like Enter the Dragon, and not all those other things.
So let's talk about this year's festival. It's the 50th anniversary of the festival.
It is.
50 years.
50, I know. This year is really special because obviously it's 50 years. We're doing all sorts of celebratory events leading up to it. We have archival videos to our first trailers, to portraits of Victor, of past honorees, to candid photos and sort of memorabilia. We're sort of combining, part of our history, but still keeping very much of what the festival was built on. It's like the new discoveries, new films, first and second time feature films. When our programmers curate, the programs and find the films, it's very much keeping our audiences in mind. There's something for everybody at the festival. I mean, if you want to see foreign language films, we have them. You want to see documentaries, we have them. Comedies, dramas, thrillers, horror films.
And you've got a lot of focus on Chicago filmmakers too.
The amount of talent that's here in Chicago and Illinois too is amazing. So it's one of our favorite programs. We always make sure that it's a really strong program of shorts as well as feature narratives and documentaries, and because it's they deserves to be highlighted and showcased amongst our international films. This year we're showing, I think we counted today, it's about 218 films from over 50 countries. So we're showing even more films than in previous years. You see films that you may not have the opportunity to see again, except at our festival, because a lot of films don't have the U.S. distribution network set up, and also we have the filmmaker there. So it's not like the typical going to the movie experience. It's a little bit more than that. It's like that conversation. You can ask whatever questions you want to ask to the filmmaker. They're so happy, to engage with, Chicago audiences, and many of them, it's their first time in Chicago. Some of them have never been to the U.S. before.
So they like us.
They do.
The directors, they love to come to Chicago.
They love to come to Chicago. We have a lot of our, filmmakers who have been to the festival many times with their films, or they've always looked around. They love the city, and they're like, oh, I wish I can shoot a movie here. It's like, well, let me tell you, you should call the Illinois Film Office. Let me tell you about the 30% tax credit.
Okay, so now I always like to ask these three questions together, and so you can take them however you want, but you'll understand once I ask them together.
Am I scared? Okay.
No, no, don't get scared because it's easy. So the first question is, where do you come from?
I come from a place of curiosity, I guess. I want to find out more about whatever topic it is or things. I am definitely, I'm on Wikipedia all the time. It's like, I don't really know that much about this topic. I'm going to look it up. And the links, I follow the link to the link to the link. I really want to know, more about these sort of things. And I think that's really what I love about what I do, is because it's sort of like, it sort of satiates that sort of need and obviously my curiosity about things.
Now, where are you going?
Where am I going? Well, I definitely want to go to a lot of the places where I've seen on film. That's physically, that's where I really, really want to be. But the possibilities are sort of like endless. I sort of just take it. It's like every day is an adventure. I just take it as it is, and
what keeps you going?
Every day is sort of different. I never do the same thing every day, and so that really you know, there's always something new to learn or someone new to meet, or, you know, it all goes back to that. It's like, you know, my curiosity is always like, it keeps me going, and it's like, you gotta learn a little bit more about it. Or there's like all these other people to meet, or all these other films to see, or all these other topics I need to learn more about.
I know, it's endless.
It is.
It's endless.
It really is.
Excellent.
Daunting
Thank you so
sometimes.
much for spending time with us today. And I just want to remind everybody, the film festival is from October 9th to the 23rd, and you can get information about showtimes and becoming a member and all of that good juicy stuff at chicagofilmfestival.com. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you.